Good morning, my friends. I know what you're thinking. My goodness, it is far too early, and it's Monday. Well, you'd be correct, it is Monday. And it's currently 8:15 in the morning where I am. The good news, I didn't wake up late. I am actually up far earlier than I needed to be. And I got my wonderful friend Mr. Bub just off camera here, wanting a little head scritches. And he's nudging the table. I don't know why. Anyway, I know that you don't have much time, even though I do. So why don't we just get right down to it, shall we? Alright, let's do this. So our guide for today is where we all come together, the thing. Now, if you haven't caught any of the previous videos where that card's come into play, just a quick refresher, this is where the society comes together to, review old laws, make tweaks to them, enact new ones, and that sort of thing. And the summary for this guy, which I do know, and let me tell you, Daniel McCoy in his book The Viking Spirit actually covered this one. But this is where today you will have to make firm decisions. Make sure you do your due diligence in any contracts. If you are involved in any political situations at work, I know most of us work on Monday, get to the heart of the matter and just be flexible and try a little diplomacy before you go to harsher measures. Kind of asking a lot of us on a Monday. So what about that spirit animal? How's that going to factor in, I wonder? Okay. The good old buzzard. Now this one says nothing is wasted. So don't waste your breath, don't waste your energy today. And I really want to know what this one has to say, so I'm going to kind of go through it. A lot of bird spirits popping up. So what seems hideous has its own beauty, and the recycling and repurposing the vulture does is as important as any other activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. So the vulture's message is that nothing is to be wasted, for nature sees value in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial. And you are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. Wisdom and understanding that arose from the experience are talismans that will serve you on your journey wherever you go. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds you wish to plant, turning that which has passed away into the substance that will support new growth. All that you might wish to deny or discard has value and can be repurposed and reintegrated into the new that you are becoming and the new life that you are dreaming into being. Also kind of brings to mind a little saying from Rebecca Campbell, which was, your suffering isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And the best analogy I have is that you take a seed and then you put it in dirt and you bury it under decaying matter and animal fecal matter and all kinds of stuff you and I would not dare cover ourselves with. Get what I mean? And then out from all that pops this very beautiful flower or this very wonderful plant that has all of these beneficial properties for us. It can feed us, it can produce things that heal us, so on and so forth. Get what I'm saying? Okay, so no effort is wasted. And a good idea to consider that every idea may not be the best, but maybe it has some kind of merit. Try to get to the heart of that matter. So how do we do that? So today we have Wheel of Fortune, 7 of Swords, and a Page of Wands. I can tell you right now that 7 of Swords, you're going to feel like somebody got away with something. Someone got one over on you. But the Wheel of Fortune, that is your destiny. Today you may be facing some change, and you may want to look ahead. Definitely don't be short-sighted. All my sinuses are really playing hell with me today. But even though there is some deception, I would not pretend to tell you to practice it. Because I can definitely see some deception in this 7 of Swords. I mean, there's the promise with the fingers crossed. All the symbols on the magician's hand are inverted. Someone is pulling out all the stops to have their way done today. And you know what? I think the diplomacy that you employ today will be just the one that you may only have to tell half the truth to get others on board. Now, I would never advocate lying, but I am seeing creative measures being taken, very confident creative measures. I'm looking at someone in sales today. Likewise, it may not be a product you're selling, but an idea. And you may have to win over some people that are very resistant to that idea. But maybe you don't get your way, but maybe you don't get what you want, but you get what you need. Know what I mean? That's a good way of looking at it. And that Page of Wands is definitely that spark of creative energy, that fire and desire to drive it. So, if you have an idea and you can't get the proposal through in full, maybe some aspect of it survives, and maybe your idea comes to fruition anyway, when it makes sense to do so. So definitely don't get too down about it. Sell as you can, sell honestly with integrity, and whether this is an idea or a product, make sure you're at least honest about it. Integrity is everything. Once that's violated, you don't get it back. Just letting you know, okay? And in the interest of that, Sacred Rebels deck, so we can be authentic, right? So we do have the Sacred Fool here. We also have Collaborative Dreaming. Dreaming of a better world. Trying to get that enacted. Makes sense. And then the card, What Do You Feel? So let's go with that for just a minute here. I'm going to set cards down. And after this we go to the runes and find out what secrets pop up in our thing here. So for starters, we have the Sacred Fool. Now this is you. Hey, knock it off. Leave the drawstring alone. That's not for you. Just trying to eat the drawstring of my pants here. Nobody. No bubba. Okay, so the Sacred Fool, this is about you listening to your heart a little. And it's really a good time to speak from the heart, because the heart doesn't really restrain its speech, right? It defies convention. Perhaps today, defying convention is just the thing you need. We also have a Collaborative Dreaming here, which that one's never popped up before, but it's big enough not only to dream for yourself, but for a new humanity. Imagine a world that is healed with respect, understanding, and with community that fosters life. Even your dreams that relate to you alone will contribute positively to a greater good, because that is the nature of your heart. Your heart naturally and intelligently cooperates in a grand scheme of loving creativity, working to heal the hearts of the world. Creates a win-win situation that benefits the individual and collective. That is very, very important. I don't need to tell you how important that is. And I'm going to focus on this card for just a moment, because with this, if people can maintain their dignity, their respect, and their ability to love each other, and everybody's on an equal playing field here, then even though losing sucks at times, you can learn that this is all just a game. And that's what it is. It's all an illusion right now. But you cannot benefit a society by disadvantaging one group out of some revenge fantasy. It does not work. It has never worked, and it never will work. In fact, what will happen is simply this. Pendulum swings in the extreme direction one way, and then in the extreme direction the other way. That's how it works. Unless you stop the pendulum here, it will keep doing this. That's why gravity exists. It's a neutralizing force that eventually makes it stop swinging. There's an old saying, an eye for an eye will make the world blind. Hope that makes sense. Like I said, diplomacy over drastic measures today. That's going to be hard for some of us. You might want to get your caffeine in, just letting you know. So you're being asked to bear the rough patches. That can happen when you work creatively with others. Ideas might clash and there may be friction particularly if you have different ways of working. Sometimes big dreams need more fire to ignite them into reality. More fire might require more friction along with the creative path. It is not meant to be a permanent condition, just an aspect of the creative process from which you can learn something useful if you wish. Now you are being guided to stay in your integrity, honor, and what you feel. And remember why you chose to open up to group endeavors in the first place, especially if the group involvement becomes complex or challenging. Call on unconditional love each and every evening. It only takes a moment to do. Who in the hell would call this early? I don't care. Anyway, let's go on. I don't know if you hear that in the background, but it's super annoying. Anyway, this what do you feel card. Right now you can look at it and tell she's juggling. She's got her focus on one thing, but she is trying like mad to juggle the rest. And the fact of the matter is that there are going to be opinions and everybody's got them. Just stay focused. Stay focused on the prize today. And don't get distracted. If you're in your truth, if you are in that state of being where you know your value, you know your worth, don't get distracted. Don't let someone else derail you. Don't let someone do the equivalent of shitposting you. Just stay focused. Stay calm. You got this. You know how to do this. Finally, we're going to go to the runes. Alright, so what secrets do we have today? What whispers? We have Avaz, which is, of course, forward movement. We have Uruz, and we have Inguz. Time to let that personal power build a little more slowly than we'd like. But that's okay. Remember, growth is a process. And that's a process everyone goes through. And that Uruz rune usually means physical strength, speed, all those superhuman abilities that we all love, but sometimes we just aren't feeling them, are we? I can tell you one thing, I'm not feeling it today. But when you build that personal power, the fastest way to move forward is to build it slowly, but also ethically, from inside out. But you must practice your endurance and resilience today. So, your will can change your fate. It can forge paths where there are none. And that's the most important thing to remember. Because if you remember that, you'll act upon it. If you act upon it properly, you're pretty unstoppable. So don't take any shortcuts, okay? Take action, learn by doing. There's a chance you're going to fall flat on your face. That's life. I actually have a book on electronics where they said burn things out, mess things up. That's how you learn. I learned very quickly during one such session where I thought, I really don't need a resistor in between 9 volts and an LED. And I got proven very, very wrong very, very quickly. The bulb itself popped, sputtered, and caught fire. it was both beautiful and terrifying all at the same time. You will do the same if you are not really taking care of yourself with this inner power that you're trying to build. It needs to build over time, otherwise it could drive you insane and cause you to explode. That's not something you want. You really need to practice a little self-control here. I know when it comes to ideas, we all want what we have. We all think ours is the ultimate, and sometimes it is. But remember, today you're working with a group. Today it's not all about you. It's about those you that you're working with today. And if it's a creative endeavor, it's a good idea to kind of spitball, brainstorm, find what works and what doesn't. I can tell you this, one of my own ideas that I used many years ago was taken and run with by a friend who gave it to another friend. I was initially going to give this same idea to another group, and they rejected it. Or if they didn't, they just didn't respond. In any case, I thought, well, that idea is never going to survive. However, this friend of mine took it and said, do you mind if I borrow it? Not at all. She took it and showed it off to someone else who then shamelessly stole it, and looks like it's about to be implemented. I am not selling that idea. I do not want money for that idea, but I am proud of it because it took several years for it to really come underway, and even if only an aspect of it survives, I can look back on it with pride. It may have taken a long time, but it still got implemented. And it makes me proud to this day. So think of an idea, the seeds for which you planted so long ago, those may sprout today. But the seeds you plant today will sprout tomorrow. That is the summary for this one. The seeds of those creative ideas, when done ethically, when done with integrity, and when done in conjunction with others, the seeds you plant today will bear fruit tomorrow. I hope this resonated with you. I thank you all. I appreciate you coming and having your morning cup of tea or your breakfast or whatever with me. This for me is so much fun. I hope that your day goes well. I hope you're able to exercise your diplomacy and become a master diplomat today. Because I know that your creative endeavors are what make you shine. And as always, my friends, shine on.